Well, welcome to another, let's say, dramatic episode of Community Forum. My name is Steve Reich, and I'll be your host tonight. And the reason I say dramatic is because we have a bunch of actors, actresses, producers, directors, and all kinds of other show people here today from the Little Theatre of Stoughton. Little Theatre on Friday, August 23rd, Saturday, August 24th, and Sunday, August 25th is presenting Footloose. And we'll give you those times and show times and dates in detail in a little while. And it's going to be held at Stetson Hall in Randolph, 6 South Main Street in Randolph. And from my discussions with the people here today, it's going to be quite a performance. This is a very ambitious undertaking for the Little Theatre with live instrumentation and singing and dancing and who knows what else. The Boston Globe Calendar wrote, "One of the most explosive movie musicals in recent memory now bursts onto the live stage. To the rock and rhythm of its Oscar-nominated Top 40 score, the soundtrack album reached #1 on the Billboard charts and has sold over 15 million copies. To which new dynamic songs have been added. Footloose celebrates the wisdom of listening to young people, guiding them with a warm heart and an open mind." That's what the Globe says about this performance, and I think you're going to like it too. My guests today, we have, I think we should all sing "We Are the World." We have enough people here to do it. In the front row, to my right, and on your left, is Kristen Boshaiba. Okay, close. She's a board member of the Little Theatre. Next to her is Jan Jones, who is the chairman or chairperson of the Little Theatre.
Thank you, Steve.
And on my left is Kelly McGrath, who is a director of Footloose and also a board member. And next to her is Sam Boshaiba. Right?
Yes.
Sam Boshaiba?
Yeah.
And he's a bully, is that right?
Yeah, I am a bully, actually.
He's
in the show, I am a bully.
In the show, he is a bully. And he is listed here as a longtime member.
Yes, I am.
Probably pretty close to your lifetime, huh?
Since I was 4, yeah.
Since you were 4, okay, well that's a long time. That's, because I know you're at least 7 now. No,
yeah, I'm 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 7.
Okay, in back of me, starting on the end again, Jesse Ronan and Bella Coe, Abby McNeil, Michael Gorman, Kimberly Olden, and Tim Andrew. And they're all actors and performers in the show. So the only thing we're missing now is the audience, I guess. They're not here with us, but they will be. Jan, tell me a little bit about the history of Little Theatre of Stoughton.
Oh, Steve, this is our 56th season of operating continuously. And the only
You must be tired by now.
Oh, exhausting. But we are really proud to have this to say about our group, that we have been able to, thick and thin, good and bad, continue to put on quality theater for the community. And the only downfall for this show is, and I guess it's not a downfall, it's just a new way and a new path, is this is the first show that we are putting on outside of Stoughton. We have managed to keep the tradition of keeping Little Theatre of Stoughton in Stoughton for Stoughton, but we just ran out of places. So here we are at Stetson Hall in Randolph, and I think it's a good fit, and we hope that at some point in time, our wonderful jewel in the center of the State Theater will be able to be brought back to life, and we will have
reinstated.
Yes, and we'll have a home again. We were there for 17 years. And then, of course, when it was sold, we're not there anymore.
Well, that's unfortunate. We hope the State Theater will be renovated. It'll be nice to have a live theater back in the center of town. Tell me a little bit about the philosophy of community theater.
Well, community theater, our philosophy is we really consider ourselves a teaching organization. And we like to bring in people who've had no experience and with people who have had experience, and everyone shares that knowledge. And we have people that, like Kelly, who started when she was just a little kid. And here she is, come back after graduating from college, and as an adult, one of our prime directors. Yes, well, yes, from some points of view, she's still a little kid. But we really appreciate and feel good about the fact that we've had people from early inception who've been bitten by the theater bug and the magic of theater and want to come back and continue this tradition. So we're really fortunate to have her, and we're really fortunate to have our young people who have just started with us, and hopefully they'll continue on. So the philosophy is that if you can swing a paintbrush and maybe hammer a nail, then please just come on down and we'll find you something to do.
I actually had that written down here.
Did you really?
If you can swing a hammer, play a role, dip a paintbrush, or enjoy business and publicity, we've got a part for you.
That's right. And even if you can't do any of those things, we'll find something for you to do.
Now you're a not-for-profit organization, is
We
that
are
correct?
not-for-profit, exactly.
And contribute to charity
We
organizations?
contribute to the Little Theatre, or I want to say it exactly as it's, but maybe I can't. But the Little Theatre Scholarship Fund has been in the Stoughton schools since the 60s. And we contribute to that, and it is now a self-perpetuating endowment. But we contribute when we can.
Kristen, how long have you been a board member?
Just recently. This is my first year being board member. I've been involved since he's been involved. 6 years.
For some reason, I assumed just the opposite. I figured he got involved because you were involved.
No, I got involved because he got involved, and I started doing concessions and tracking down donations.
And what is your responsibility on the board?
Pretty much just getting the concessions in charge for the shows, hitting up the parents and the cast for donations, and getting everything set up to sell.
That sounds like fun to me.
It is.
Sam,
Yes.
tell us about your involvement, and since you're the one who got your mom involved. I assume she's your mom and not your sister, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So I've been involved since I was a little kid, and I just I'm very lucky to have such a great group of people always around me in all of the shows. And I've known Jan since I was a little kid. And I just got bitten by the theater bug, and I've been in every show, almost every show, that the Little Theater put on since 2007.
Wow.
And
Do you sing?
yes.
Do you dance?
Yep.
Do you act?
Yep.
Do you play a musical instrument?
Yes, I play the oboe and the clarinet.
Ah, my goodness. Single reed and double reed.
Yep.
Ah, I'm impressed. I am really impressed. You go to school?
Yep.
What school do you go to?
I go to the Plouffe Academy in Brockton,
Uh-huh.
and this is my first year gonna be there because I'm going into middle school this year.
Wow. You going to go to middle school in Stoughton?
No, in Brockton.
Oh, in Brockton. Okay. That's you really are an impressive young man.
Thank you.
What is the show about, Kelly?
Well, Footloose is the tale of Ren McCormick, and him and his mom moved from Chicago, Illinois, in the 80s, and they moved to Beaumont, which is a small town in Illinois. And basically, this town has been affected by a car crash that killed 4 of their teenagers a couple years back. And so since then, the town is still kind of in this perpetual grieving state. And they have made it almost puritanical, where they have very strict laws, like kind of funny ones like no public dancing, which is kind of where this show like takes up. So Ren, who's from Chicago, comes, and he, you would go to dance clubs, and he, a very different style of life. And he comes to this town, and basically he's an outsider, and everybody, is so reserved in Beaumont, and basically he kind of brings the town back to life. He gets all the teenagers involved in a plan to abolish the public dancing ban, and he takes on Reverend Shaw, who's the reverend and kind of the leader of the town, and his son was one of the people who died, and he kind of takes him on, and by the end of the show, they realize that the law is a little kind of silly, and it's basically based because they haven't kind of processed or healed yet, and they abolish the law, and everybody gets to have a dance, and everybody, kind of gets a little healed and goes on.
Almost sounds like Music Man.
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
You were just missing the 76 trombones.
Yes.
But you have a lot of dancing feet.
How did you happen to choose Footloose?
I think that was Kelly's.
That was Kelly's?
Yeah,
Okay,
that
Kelly,
was
how
Kelly.
did you happen to choose Footloose?
Well, we had a few different show ideas that we were putting on, and I know that we have a really great group of teenagers that have in our midst right now, so we wanted
We seem to be surrounded by them.
Yeah, like teenagers, early 20-year-olds, and so we wanted to do something that we could really utilize them, and so I was looking at shows that were upbeat and fun, had a lot of music and dancing, something that people leave like, wow, that was like a really good show, especially in the summer. So we had a couple of different options. I sent out a poll to everybody to see like what people that are our members would, what they would like to do, what they would like to be in, and Footloose was up there, and it just kind of, I figured it would work well, especially, we just had, the star of the recent Footloose movie, was from Stoughton. Yeah, Kenny Wormold, he lived in Stoughton. He just played Ren in the movie a couple years ago.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I figured, it was a good show. I personally really love the music, so that's kind of how we did it, and I think it's worked out well.
Once you've decided on a show to do, what do you then do? I mean, you got to get the script, and you have to pay for all that, I would
Yes.
imagine.
A lot.
A lot.
Tell us how the process works.
So basically, after you decide on a show, first you do have to see if the rights are available. So this show is a Rodgers and Hammerstein show. So you have to contact the Rodgers and Hammerstein organization and say, I would like to do this show on these dates.
Rodgers and Hammerstein didn't write this show, really.
No, they didn't write the show, but a lot of the organizations, they buy rights to other shows,
Sure.
and then they license them. So you have to make sure that they allow you to do the show. So that's the first thing. So, we had to get the rights, and then we had to secure a place, which Jan talked about is a little bit of, hard now that we don't have a permanent home. Last year we were we did it on the golf course at Cedar Hill in a tent. We did Snow White. We've been at
So you got to hope it doesn't rain.
we
It
were in a
did
tent.
rain.
It did rain. It did rain. So we've also done. We went. We did Little Mermaid. We were at the temple on Central Street. We've done various schools and churches, and I had gone to see a Randolph Community Theater show at Stetson. So in Randolph, so I contacted the trustees over there and asked them if it would be available, and they said yes. So they've been really great to us over there. So, and then after that, so now you got the venue and you got the rights, then you kind of have to have auditions. So you send out an audition notice and you have auditions, and people come, like all these wonderful people.
Typical cattle call.
Yep. And
lot.
yeah, we had a lot of people. We had like over 70 people audition for the show.
Wow.
So we had a lot of people to show, and
Are you the one who has to tell them, don't call us, we'll call you?
well, yeah. I mean, me and Tim is actually assistant directing and music directing. So him and our music director, Adam, who couldn't be here, kind of, made all the decisions. And it was really hard because we had a lot of people and we had a lot of talented people. And, you have to also, there's so much to do. You have to secure rehearsal venues, and then you have to have rehearsals. And then, we had to get Adam, our music director, and you have to build a set, and you have to get lighting, and you have to get sound, and you have to get costumes. So one of our cast members, Christina, has done costumes for us a couple times, and she's great, and luckily she decided to do costumes again, because I think I would have gone a little crazy if I had to think about costumes as well as everything else.
So an awful lot of work goes
Yeah.
into just getting started. Never mind preparing. Just getting started. There's a lot of work involved in it.
Yeah, we started a couple months before even auditions, getting people and places and rights and getting everything together, because you need to get all that in place before you can tell people we're going to have a show.
It isn't a case of just a bunch of people getting on stage and having fun.
Right.
It's a lot of work. Tim, you got the microphone, I think. How did you get involved in the theater?
Well, I went onto a website, Theater 411, that posts auditions and also like backstage job openings. And I saw one for assistant director, music director for Footloose, and one of my friends was in Little Mermaid, and so I knew the theater, and I thought it was cool, so I emailed Kelly and applied for the job, and she accepted, and yeah.
And decided to make you one of the bosses.
Yeah.
Now, you're an assistant director, is that,
Yep.
do I have that correctly?
Yeah.
And what do you do in that function?
Well, I'm doing all the lights, light designing, and also a lot of the sound, getting body mics and getting all the stage mics ready and organizing it so that it runs smoothly during the show.
And Kimberly? Do we call you Kimberly or Kim?
I go by Kimberly and Kim, but I've never been called either in the show because everyone in this cast has called me Kimmy.
Kimmy?
It's strictly Kimmy, like religiously. I don't know why. It's great though.
I guess maybe you look like a Kimmy. I don't know. How did you get involved?
I did a Little Theatre of Stoughton like 7 years ago in Babes in Toyland.
I saw that play.
I was a ballerina because I was taking ballet classes.
I
That's
gotta
the
be
only
honest
reason.
with you, I don't remember.
That's
you.
okay. But my grandfather lives in Stoughton, and my aunt travels through Stoughton, and they both thought this would be a good opportunity because I love Footloose, I love performing, I want to be a professional, so.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Michael, same question.
Yes. With what?
How did you get involved in?
Well, I've been doing back. I go to St. John's in Canton, and my mom signed me up for drama, and then I got very interested in drama and stuff like that, and I started musical theater and singing lessons and all that stuff, and then I found out from my music teacher at school that do you have any theater programs? And she said we have Footloose, and my mom found it in the auditions in the Stoughton Journal one day, and I emailed Kelly, and that's how I got in. And then I got casted as Bickle.
Bickle?
Bickle.
I don't know who Bickle is, but yeah. What's that?
They're the Backstreet Boys.
The Backstreet Boys. Okay. Okay. I'm going to ask the other three ladies here the same question, but first, let me ask you, what are some of the challenges that have been facing you?
Me?
Jan.
You want me to
The
say
blonde.
something else? What are the challenges? Oh my gosh, where do you want to start? First of all, it's space, and that's our major challenge. Space
Final
to
frontier.
do. Exactly. I mean, we are in such desperate need of a place that we can call home. We do thank the Housing Authority for letting us store our stuff in their basement.
Mm-hmm.
But we have no place to build a set. We have no place to paint. We have no place to do anything. If we have to build a set pieces, when we did Little Mermaid, we used my living room and my dining room and my kitchen. And we have done that on many an occasion. If it's nice weather, we can use my yard. But we have the problem of taking all of that material from Marshfield to Stoughton after you get it done. So you've got to manage your set pieces into small pieces that fit into either somebody's station wagon or truck.
Mhm.
And then you put them all back together again when you get them here.
Like a kid.
Exactly. So we have
tab A and slot A.
exactly. We have a traveling theater kit that we use.
Where do you
but-
rehearse?
We rehearse at the Knights of Columbus and the gallery up on Route 27, which is our family, my family's, and now art studio. It used to be a raincoat factory when my dad was alive. And then we have had Stetson Hall available to us. And I don't know where Kelly has taken them off to some underground place to rehearse, but those are basically the people that have been very kind to us and let us come and invade their space.
Abby, you can speak into the microphone. Tell me, how did you get involved in Little Theater? I mean, you're obviously little, so.
Well, when I was about 5 and 6, I did performance arts at the Y, and my mom knew that I liked to perform, so she found it in the paper, and she asked if I wanted to audition. So I auditioned, and then Kelly emailed my mom, and she made me read it, and that's how I just got into the play.
Now, do you have trouble memorizing your lines?
No.
Or haven't you got to that point yet?
No, not really.
Really? Because I can't even remember my own phone number. It gets difficult. Bella, same question. How'd you get involved? You're not quite as little as she is, but you're still a little girl, right?
Right. I really like acting and singing, and my friend Nina Hatch, who was also a part of the theater group but isn't in the show this time, her mother emailed that they were going to do Snow White from the Little Theatre of Stoughton, and I wanted to try out. So I joined the theater group.
Very good. And last but not least, our resident red hair.
Not the only one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're not the only one.
When I was little, my mom used to musically direct for Little Theatre of Stoughton. And since babysitters were expensive, she would just bring us in our little footsie pajamas and just let us kind of run amok. So I used to.
That.
Yeah. So I was doing it a lot as a little kid. And then I just grew up and we started doing other things. And I moved back to the area and I just really wanted to get involved again. So my mom's good friends with Kelly. So my mom got all the information from her and I just came and auditioned.
Sounds great. Now, did I hear correctly that you were rehearsing a little bit of a cappella music?
You did.
Yes, a little bit.
Well, maybe we can get a sample. Should we try it?
Why not?
Mom?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, Tim,
Do you want
have
it?
Jesse has it.
Oh.
Why don't I hold the microphone so we'll be in the middle, and we'll see what we get.
All right, hopefully you can all hear it. Well, that was really slow. Yeah, got it?
World's littlest piano. Well, it's a Little Theater, of course.
Want me to count you off?
Sure.
Ready? All right. 5, 6.
Tonight I gotta cut loose, footloose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back. Come on before we crack. Lose your blues. Everybody cut Footloose.
That's what we kind of
Wow.
prepared.
That was terrific. Okay. What have you enjoyed about working on Footloose?
Well, it's kind of like when you're directing, you kind of have a vision, and it's just a vision in your mind at the beginning, and it's kind of watching that vision come to life by the end. So it's really fun, and the music is so upbeat, and I did all the choreography as well, so I've had fun, teaching everybody to dance. Everyone loves my dances, right?
You're the choreographer?
Yes. And it's like fun, especially like a lot of the little kids, some of them have never done it before, and they it's really fun to watch them. They enjoy it, and it's just watching everything come together. Like right now, everything is, kind of in pieces, and now you're putting all the pieces together. So, when we open next week, everything, runs smoothly. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
As they say in the North End, one can only hope so. What do you like about directing?
I think it's like a lot of the same thing. I love. I have an education degree, and I really love teaching, and it's kind of, especially like, working with the kids, like, teaching them, to really love theater, but not just, enjoy doing it, but actually learn something while doing it. So, we kind of learned, about, stage directions and kind of imparting, knowledge that they'll need if they continue in theater growing up. And, I like being able to, say, okay, this is kind of how I see this should go, because it might be different. Somebody else directing might see it as something different. And this is what I see, and, actually getting to, put that on stage.
Why don't we start at the other end of our performers this time? Jesse, what do you like about working in Footloose?
I just really enjoy the story we're telling. It's a very fun story. We're doing a lot of kind of running around, dancing and singing, and it's just, we have a really good time. We're all really close as a cast. The dances are fun to go over, and we kind of muddle through and figure it all out together. So I've just really enjoyed, playing a kid and, just having a good time.
Okay. What's your favorite number in the show?
Probably Somebody's Eyes, partly because me and my other two good friends get to be really creepy and really get into the lead space. So Ren McCormick is going to town, and he's starting to kick up some trouble, and everybody's kind of watching him.
We're going to have a video clip pretty soon, in a few minutes after we finish talking to our performers. But and it'll be a 6-minute clip that'll show you a rehearsal and some of the numbers that are in the show. Our next actress. What do you like about working on Footloose?
I love how the cast members are always so fun and enthusiastic, and I love singing and dancing, so it's just a fun experience.
Bella, do you think that this is a show that is appropriate for people in your age bracket and maybe even younger? Is this a show that you is this a show that you would have gone to see if you weren't in it?
Yes.
It is. So you think that kids who are in, I don't know what grade you're in, look like middle school, but I may be wrong. Am I close?
Yes.
Do you think that people in middle school or grade school would appreciate this?
Very much.
Very much so. Okay, moving right along to Abby. What do you think? You think kids your age will like this show? Would you go to this show if you weren't in it?
Probably, yeah, because there's like a lot of funny parts and like a lot of parts that kids would like.
So it's not too grown up.
Mm-mm.
Do you have a favorite number in the show? Or favorite scene?
Probably Somebody's Eyes.
Uh-huh. Is that one that you sing?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's what I guess. Let's pass the microphone on down. Oops. Tell me, same question. You have a favorite number in the show?
Yeah, my favorite number is either Dancing is Not a Crime or Mama Says. And I like it because just the flow of it, and they're two very like different ways that I'm not used to singing in theater.
Mm-hmm. And what do you enjoy about working on Footloose?
I like that it's just like, I just like the flow of it and how it moves, and I've never been in like a dancing every number show, but I mostly do like plays and stuff. So it's not, I like it because I'm going into something new or doing something I'm not used to.
Mm-hmm. Kimberly, same question? What do you like about
Oh,
working
okay.
on-
I'm sorry. I blanked out for a second. I don't know why.
Somebody wake Kimberly up, will you?
Don't pinch me. I think, especially because I've just gone through a hard time, the cast is more like a family than a cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten really close to everyone, everyone. And I appreciate it because I have that support system. But they're all there to be like, hey, you probably sang a wrong note. Let me try and help you sing the right note. Hey, let me teach you the dance numbers. And I'm older than a lot of people, or not a lot, but some of the people, and a lot of them look up to me, and it is a good feeling, and I like it, and I enjoy performing, and I look up to Kelly, and she teaches me a lot that I didn't know, and she's one of the best choreographers I've had.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not a dancer, so I like it. So she does good
I
dance.
dare her to try and teach me how to dance.
If she can teach me, she can teach you. I promise.
Okay, and finally,
Well, I'd
Tim?
say my like,
Sorry.
favorite number from like a lighting point of view is Somebody's Eyes, because I mean no one's seen it yet, but I have like really cool ideas in mind, and we have a fog machine and all different lights going everywhere. So I think it's gonna be one of the more interesting and fun numbers.
it's not like the fog machine that the Board of Selectmen operate in, is it? No. Oh, that's different. Oh, we won't get political. We won't get political. No, I'm just joking. Why don't we take a look at that video right now? We have a 6-minute video, a recent rehearsal, it says here, and it'll showcase a lot of the numbers in the show. If the control room is ready, let's roll.
Maybe.
Maybe. And maybe. No.
Been working so hard, I'm punching my card. Everybody.
Please strive to do what's right. The right thing, the right thing. This is a matter of black and white. There's rumors going round about the new kid, and everybody's talking to them weird. It's something new, at least it's something new. Learning to be silent. Learning there are some topics that we don't even mention, and if they come up, then we try to be vague. There are subjects from which we divert all attention, and some we avoid like the plague. I'm becoming a mime, biting my tongue, biding my time, trying not to scream, managed it before, knowing if I'm going to survive, then damn it, I've got to practice learning. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's gotta be larger than life. Larger than
We stand united in honoring their memory.
We can face it down. We'll see our stars, all of my voices,
Heaven help me.
making our way
Help me.
for heaven's sake. We'll be I'm free.
Lord, I swear that it beats walking. I'm still rocking all day long, shaking my shoes, spreading the news that I feel so good.
And you remember we were that age, pumped up with promise and wrestling with rage. Can't you remember when we were a family back when? Could we be one again?
We are a family.
No, the accident changed everything. Ever since Bobby's death, you have put impossible demands on Ariel.
I have not confused my son's death with Ariel's behavior.
He was my son too.
I thought at least you believed in me.
I never stopped. Does it ever cross your mind that I miss you? Do you ever think we'll find the joy that we shared at the start? Can you remember what you felt before that feeling fell apart? Can you find it in your heart?
I thought that dreams belonged to other men. 'Cause each time I got close, they'd fall apart again.
I feared my heart would be in secrecy.
I faced the nights alone. Oh, how could I have known that all my life I only needed you? Oh, almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. Almost paradise. How could we ask for more? I swear that I could see forever in your eyes. Paradise.
And Mama says it doesn't matter if you're a king or you're a clown. Oh, once you drive up a mountain, you can't back down. Oh, once you drive up a mountain, you can't back down.
First we got to turn you around. Then put your feet on the ground. Now take a hold of your soul. Now take a hold of your soul. Everybody cut, everybody cut. Everybody cut, everybody cut.
Everybody!
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 Everybody, everybody cut Footloose. Yeah! Tonight I gotta cut loose, Footloose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me off of my knees. Just get back. Come on before we crack. Lose your blues. Everybody cut Footloose.
What a fun video. I was particularly impressed with the choreography, with the costumes, the scenery. But there will be those at the real show, right? It's not just a bunch of people sitting around on chairs and singing.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing, right? Let the people know what they can expect.
No, they can expect a full-scale production.
Yep.
With costumes, with scenery, with lights, with sound, and an excellent, excellent production.
When you stop and think about what a monumental project this is, of dozens of people, ranging in age from itty bitty to I thought I saw a senior citizen in there, and teaching them how. And none of these are professional. Am I correct?
Correct.
None of these.
Well, some have had some professional experience, but
For the
You
most
and-
part, they're like you and me. They're
Correct.
amateurs, and teaching them to sing and to dance and to perform and to act, and it's a big undertaking.
It's mind-boggling.
Plus,
and
you're going to have, I mean, what we saw was a musical accompaniment of a piano, but you're going to have a six-piece
that's
piano.
correct. Hmm.
And so it's going to be quite a performance.
Well, it certainly is, and anxious to see. And also, we should make note that you can buy tickets at the door. So you can buy tickets online, but you can get tickets at the door or from any cast member.
And if you don't have online access, there will be some sort of provision for.
You can call the numbers on the website, and we can hold them for you at the door.
If you don't have online access, you won't be able to call the numbers on the website.
Well then let me tell you which number to call. It's 781-834-6209.
And we'll give you the website and email address a little later on in the show. Sam, you are the real veteran in this organization.
Yeah.
You've been around ever since you were 4 years old, or since you were a boy. What other shows have you done? You said you've been in every
Besides
show.
Little Theater, well, I did Christmas Carol, then I did another Christmas Carol, then I did MASH. Oh my gosh, I just blinked out.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio,
Susical.
Seussical,
Annie.
Annie,
Annie, get your gun.
Annie, get your gun,
You got quite a resume.
Snow White.
Snow White. What else?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. I think that's it with Little Theaters.
Do you have a portfolio of headshots and?
Yes, I actually do.
Are you looking to work in professional theater or performing? I mean,
Yeah.
are you actually trying to get jobs in that area now?
Mhm.
And where have you done any?
No, well, yeah. Guess, kind of, maybe not. I don't know. I was on a movie set.
You were on a movie set.
Yes.
Okay. But have you appeared in any movies or plays or things that you got paid for?
No,
Ah,
not yet.
not yet. Got to get yourself an agent and a manager.
Yeah.
Or do you already have a manager?
My mom's my
Your
manager.
mom. Mom, are you trying to get him work in professional?
He has
Theatrics?
an agent, but he hasn't gotten anywhere with that through Interface, but he wants to be on Broadway someday.
After he becomes a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
And well, maybe he'll act the part of a neurosurgeon.
That's possible.
Maybe on,
Should I discuss my life plan?
Let's go back to our the back row of performers here. How do you get over stage fright?
I've had stage fright like my first maybe 2 years of performing, and after that, as long as you know what you're doing, I mean, I performed in crowds of over like 1,500 and just still nothing.
Still nothing, huh?
Yeah, no
That
stage
sounds
fright
good to me.
anymore.
Kimberly, do you have an issue with butterflies before you go
That's-
on, or cottonmouth?
It's funny you say that. I get really bad anxiety attacks, but I've never had one performing.
Uh-huh.
I've basically grew up on a stage. My first role was playing baby Jesus as a newborn.
Oh my
No
goodness.
lie. So,
Did you have trouble memorizing your lines?
of course, you know, monologues and everything. No, I've never had a problem trying to memorize lines. That's not the question. I've never had a problem with stage fright or cottonmouth or butterflies.
Wow, I'm impressed. Look, I've been a performing musician since I was in high school, and several times I was on, I was a little scared.
I just get nervous when I have to get my picture taken because I don't like getting my picture taken.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing. Being like recorded like right now, like it's not my favorite thing, but I don't mind being in front of a crowd, if that makes sense. I don't know why, it's weird. I'm not a normal person.
Oh, Michael, are you a normal person?
Well,
Are any of us really normal?
Is anybody really
We
normal?
must ask ourselves that every day.
Extraordinary.
You sure he's going to be a neurosurgeon and not a philosopher?
Well, that's still open.
I get over stage fright. Well, it's sort of like it's something you can't really get over. You always have. I always usually like, oh, I'm going on stage. Like, oh my, it's like you have it, but then it just wears away once you're on the stage. Like you walk on the stage and you're like, oh, and I'm just performing. So, and I always got stage fright, and I always had that butterflies in my stomach. When I first started, like my first 2 plays, I really had trouble, and had the shaking hands, and I just got really nervous. And when I was in 6th grade and I performed, I was actually in my school play. I did Scrooge. I could do it. It was like I went out, no nerves, nothing. I just, kicked the door open. I don't know that expression.
Did you ever have difficulty getting out of being you and into being the character you're portraying?
Well, it takes practice. Like usually I'll practice in my room and I'll try to break down the character and try to see what's the character about, what they're thinking, and how you can get into that character and transition into it.
But it comes naturally to you. It's something that you can do.
I'm practicing it. Yeah. So.
Okay. Moving right along. You tell me. You have stage fright?
Well, like, before I actually get on stage, I get a little nervous. But once I'm on stage and I've done like a few, like 5 minutes of it, I don't have stage fright anymore.
You don't. Do you feel like you're not you and you're somebody else when you're performing?
Well, as a child,
Well, you are a child.
not really, because like, well, sorta, but not exactly.
Okay. Bella, what about you? Do you have stage fright?
I don't really have it, but like if it's a big crowd, it sometimes just gets a little creepy sometimes. But once you get on stage, it like calms you down, and then you know what to do.
So you don't have the butterflies or the jitters or the
Not
as
that
I
much,
said,
no.
cottonmouth. You know what cottonmouth is? God, first time I did one of these television shows, I had a terrible case of cottonmouth, but I got over it pretty quickly. Jesse, how about you?
I always get stage fright, notoriously, no matter what I'm doing. It's usually, I just pretend I'm really excited, because nervous and excited are very close together. And then I just try to remember that this is what I love to do. And it's always that first number, that first solo, that first line that you're really nervous. Then you ease into it, and then it's just
And
so much
nobody
fun.
ever throws rotten tomatoes at you, do they? Of course, now that I suggested it.
When I'm at home?
No.
Cooking when I'm
No, I mean on
singing while
stage.
cooking dinner?
I think we're on stage.
But never on stage, not yet.
Well, that's good. It's good to hear that. Jan, what are some of the economical issues facing the Little
Oh,
Theatre these
dear.
days? I know you're a not-for-profit organization.
We're a not-for-profit, and it's
But
becoming.
you do want to exist.
We do want to exist, and it's becoming more and more difficult to find a show that we can afford to do. This one, the rights are really extraordinarily high for us, and they're almost $2,000 for the rights to this show. Now, we try to keep it under $1,000 if we can, but that's almost impossible if you're going to do a show that people want to come and see that's in the...
You can hardly fill your gas tank for that down here.
That's true. And then we have the paying for our venue. That's been huge, absolutely huge. We started out with a really good relationship with the Stoughton Public Schools, and we were able to use the facilities there for gratis. And we maintained the lights, we maintained the lighting board and the sound system. And then things changed, and then they've been charging for their space. Well, it became absolutely prohibitive. We just couldn't afford it. And then we went to the temple, and that was really, really a nice space. It's a wonderful space, except that it doesn't have a stage. So last show, we rented a stage and brought that in. And then we have to rent lights to do the show the way we'd like to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about now $4,000 and $5,000, $6,000. And you haven't even
That's
sold
a lot of
tickets yet.
and it
Exactly.
The temple doesn't hold that many people.
That's correct. So we're managing to stay above water.
What can the community do to help?
The community can stand behind the State Theater and get that back on the road. And if they could really just get enough people, there's 30,000 people in Stoughton. I mean, it wouldn't take much.
Have you
$50.
counted them? You actually went around?
Well, just about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but everybody donated $50. We could have enough to rehab the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a home. It would be a place where we wouldn't have to worry about looking for rehearsal space and looking for performance space, and there would be lights, and there'd be a stage, and there would be all the things that we need. And if that doesn't work, if anybody's got a storefront, we'd be happy to take it over and make ourselves a little black box theater.
Uh-huh.
So if there's somebody out there that is looking for a tax write-off, we would be more than happy to work with you. And it's something that would help us, it would help the community, and it would help all these hundreds of people that we process through our organization every year.
Or if you got any spare change and you want to donate it, you'll
Please
take it, right?
do, absolutely.
Okay, I want to thank all of our guests today for being here. We want to remind everybody, first of all, that Footloose is being presented on Friday, August 23rd at 8 p.m., Saturday, August 24th at 1:30 p.m. and 8 p.m., and on Sunday, August 25th at 1:30 p.m. You can see the graphic on the screen. You may not be able to read it very well, but trust me, it's all there. And it's at Stetson Hall, 6 South Main Street in Randolph. Should be fairly easy to find. Just set your GPS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we want to thank our guests. Well, let's see if we can do this in order somehow. Kristen Boschaiba and Jan Jones, Kelly McGrath, Sam Boschaiba, Jesse Rowan, Ronan, okay, I can't read my own writing here. Bella Cole, Abby McNeil, Michael Gorman, Kimberly Olden, and Tim Andrew, and the rest of the world that showed up today, and we thank them. Contact information. You can go to the Little Theater's website, which is littletheaterofstoughton.org, or you can email LTOS, which stands for Little Theater of Stoughton, Footloose @gmail.com. And you had a telephone number that people could call for tickets?
781-834-6209.
We also want to thank our friends at Maxie's Delicatessen at Cobb's Corner, and everybody all together. It's going to be a little theater performance of their famous phrase, and that is Maxie's. Oh, that was terrific. Maxie will love it, or Steve, who owns Maxie's. Stop by Maxie's at 117 Sharon Street in Cobb's Corner, and make sure that you repeat that performance of Maxie's, because they love it. Maxie's, congratulations for winning 4 Reader's Choice Awards.
Oh, nice.
#1 Regional Gold Restaurant, #1 Choice Restaurant, for breakfast, and also for lunch, and the #1 Choice Deli, all in Stoughton. And we were kind of excited about. They got a big sign outside that says that. Nice. Stoughton Farmers Market at the Trackside Plaza, which is next to the railroad station, Saturdays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine. It's a non-profit organization, volunteer run. It is not a commercial venture as the one in Sharon is.
And Footloose is going to be there.
And Footloose is going to be performing there. How about that? And there are four farms at least, and 2 bakeries, and more, and live music. My friend Steve Tapper is the music director there. The American Cancer Society is looking for volunteers to drive cancer patients to and from treatments. 1-800-ACS-6662 or cancer.org is their website. Ilsa Mark's Food Pantry and St. Anthony's Free Market at the First United Methodist Church are looking for volunteers to help not again, you know, when you can donate food, great, but if they need volunteers to help with the moving and stocking and helping people and so forth. And you see the telephone numbers up there. Call Christine Gallagher. Meals on Wheels. Ask for Jessica. They could use some help. People delivering, as I have said many times before, delivering Hot Wheels and some warm conversation to shut-ins. 344-8882, extension 2. And Stoughton Penny Saver, believe me, as an advertising professional, I know the Stoughton Penny Saver works. People do read it, people do respond, and they're very nice to us, so we like to be nice to them as well. Community Forum is on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 6, Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 5, and of course your station's Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 28. Comments and suggestions, send them to communityforum1@yahoo.com. In Easton, we're on Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8, Wednesdays at 3, Saturdays at 10, same channels, same email address. And the International Forum Show interviews people throughout the world with Stoughton roots. Sundays at 2, Mondays at 11, Wednesdays at 9, Saturdays at noon. Again, same channels. We have a thought for the week. We want to remind you about the Stoughton Lions Club concert, which is Sunday. And August 18th is the Easy Access Band. Our thought for the week is movies will make you famous, television will make you rich, but theater will make you good. And that's from Terrence Mann, who is an American actor, director, singer, songwriter, and dancer. Again, thank you for watching our program. Thank you to our guests.
Thank you, Steve.
And we hope to see you next time around. My name is Steve Fradkin, and it's been my pleasure to be your host. Once again, thank you and good night.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.